To what degree do psychiatric drugs cause disability? Read the book Anatomy of an Epidemic by Robert Whitaker. If you look up the side effects of various psychiatric drugs, some of the potential side effects can result in death, like neuroleptic malignant syndrome, sudden cardiac death, diabetes, weight gain, metabolic problems. Some of these potential side effects can lead to mortality more quickly. And the more powerful the psychiatric drug, it is generally my understanding that the potential side effects can be worse for a stronger psychiatric drug. So antipsychotic drugs, for example, can have more potential worse side effects than some antidepressants, for example. That's just my general understanding. And please note that this is not medical advice. What I'm talking about is general information, ideas from grassroots sources within the consumer survivor ex-mental patient community. Psychiatrist Thomas Szasz has written about psychiatric drugs causing disability, most specifically antipsychotic drugs, also known as neuroleptics. Neuroleptics sort of means to seize the brain. It seems to me, as somebody who has communicated with hundreds to thousands of individuals in the psychiatric survivor community, that deprescribing, that is, having individuals be on the lowest dose of a psychiatric drug that they personally find helpful, or helping them get off that psychiatric drug if they want to do that, is the only morally sufficient path forward. Furthermore, there are papers that talk about hyperbolic tapering, and many individuals have a hard time hyperbolic tapering because the dosages available are not conducive to hyperbolic tapering. And compound pharmacies are very expensive. So for many psychiatric survivors experience psychiatry as sort of a trap, both literally and metaphorically. Non-consensual psychiatry is a human rights abuse. Non-consensual psychiatry should be outlawed. Read the book Psychiatric Slavery by psychiatrist Thomas Szasz. Psychologists like Roger McFillin on X, aka Twitter, write about psychiatric drugs inflicted on minors and the harm that can cause. Psychiatrist Thomas Szasz believed that the psychiatric drugging of children was extremely unethical and is extremely unethical. Psychologist Bonnie Burstow wrote an article talking about child psychiatric drugging as a form of child abuse. So whether psychiatric drugs cause physical disability, which they arguably can, or whether psychiatric drugs worsen the chronicity of emotional problems as described in books like Anatomy and Epidemic by Robert Whitaker, to what degree do psychiatric drugs cause disability? To what degree do psychiatric drugs worsen the problems that they're purported to help solve? Individuals like Roger McFillin, psychologist, and a decent amount of other individuals have pointed out flawed methods in research that is submitted to the FDA to have psychiatric drugs approved. Also, that only studies that show the results that a drug manufacturer would want are submitted to the FDA. So I hope that you think about these issues. I hope that you study these issues. I hope that you help to expose unethical psychiatrists, unethical hospitals, and unethical practices by the FDA and psychiatric drug manufacturers. And again, none of this is medical advice. I'm not telling you to stop any drug that you're on. I am encouraging you to think clearly, to think courageously, and to think critically. Come to your own conclusions. Learn to recognize and call out psychiatric lies and psychiatric propaganda. Read the book Pharmacracy by psychiatrist Thomas Szasz. Read the book The Medicalization of Everyday Life by psychiatrist Thomas Szasz. Read the book Anatomy of an Epidemic by Robert Whitaker. Read the book Psychiatry, the Science of Lies by psychiatrist Thomas Szasz. And I hope that more psychiatrists stop being so arrogant. I hope that more psychiatric survivors have the courage to secure freedom and stop psychiatric human rights abuses. And don't do anything illegal, don't do anything to get yourself in trouble. Be very, 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 very creative. I hope that if psychiatric drugs are causing disability, that this is recognized and stopped. Limitless peace.